we are back. Of course, the thing here, you just need to get it just spot on. Of course, just rejoined, but I rejoined a little too quick and then got stuck on the car again. Had to go out and do it all over again, but luckily we did with some time to spare as these guys are still on the warm-up lap. But you don't want to be too far off the guy in front. It's just now weaving, getting Clayton, heating the tyres. Of course, flying start, no line up on the grid like with F1. Let's see Foster managed to get back in, but he shows us in the pit. Right, coming through this last sequence of corners, when we can get this going. Understand that it's also a small difference between GT4 and GT3. Here the pit window pretty much opened from the start of the race. The race is only 45 minutes and a 15-minute practice qualifying, compared to obviously a 20-minute qualifying in GT3 and an hour race. Right, here we go.
Green light, go, go, go.
And the race is underway. Kuda got a good one as well as Nick Leon. Kuda slipping behind Nick Leon. Nesmax, Ranger Trevetta and Sales had a good one. Gapnik also in the move. Just now be careful. You don't want to be too hasty here because you can so easily lose it here into the first corner. Nice clean one for Kuda and Nick. Ranger Trevetta, Sven, Mata into fourth. Just waiting for the time screen to still update. Yeah, oh, Mr. Safwan Ronald. For us, you'll always be pointjes. Een bietjie kom saamry, man. There you go. Updated Nisbet down to 6th, Primo Game in 5th. Mata with a good start, so did Ranger Trevetta. Then we'll also Gapnik with a good start up to 8th. Of course, he's showing us on track. Also in the Camaro, so he changed cars. Just having AD blinding and warm-up canoe in front. And Patrick at the back. Both Kalisha and Force, so both Camaros here at the back at the moment. It's still 43 minutes, anything can happen. Randy with the only Audi, battling there with Kuda, he is through. Kuda trying to come back to him. Hello David. You see pit lane is open. Of course, as you can see on the timing screen there, the orange is just a mandatory pit stop. So each car has to stop at least once. Not sure when that mandatory pit stop opens, that pit stop window is. Because if you're not in that window, any pit stop you make is not really counted towards that. You can stop at any time, no problem. They can still service your car, but the mandatory one will only count it made within that pit stop in that specific window. Nick Leon runs a little bit wide. Managing to just stay in range there with Ranger Trevetta, but just not getting close enough. since Springbok came in, Matt and as well as Chin very close to each other. Mismatch going to have a go inside. The Springbok game is lining him up. Can he make it? Actually not the inside outside, but no, he runs out of space. Can he do something on the outside? Gapik also caught up with him, so nice four-way battle here, but it looks like Chen ran wide. He did. That allows Gapik into Gapik's gonna go. Gapik gonna have better traction out of the corner, and he does. He's through. Gapik, but now he going a little bit awkward in, and that gives Chen the possible option of taking it back. Can he? Well, Chen is right on there. Good traction, more narrower line. He's going to have a run to the first corner because it's now pretty much a drag race, but the BM has got some good pace. Chen will not be able to get that move back. Gapik safely into the 7th. And this makes still trying to make a move on Springbok Gamer. But that's why you're doing on the first stage only. You must come join Monday as well. Of course, Ted's one of the drivers of the GT3s on Thursday nights. Okay, now Gapik and Chen battling each other, now falling way off from these two. Then closing in on Nick Leon. Ah, no man, working this time of night. But you know what you have to do, to pay the bills, and after all that is what pays for the gaming. Okay, Nick Leon actually now opened up a gap again, so not sure. Well, if you look at that, it's definitely not 1 second, but it says 1 second, so of course one thing about this game as well, you can't trust the timing screens 100%. It takes a bit of time to update, but Ranger Trevette now right in the back of that Aston, but could also not far off, and as you can see in the background as well, Matt, Springbok game and this match, so the top 6 are not that far from each other. Springbok game also now right there with Matt. So he now, as much as he tried to gain another position, you also need to be mindful of mismatch there back to back. Chen not giving up on Gapik either. Of course, Tiffany, the mistake may come, and that's when you pounce. Walnut to a little bit further back, but now as you can see, AD and the judge making contact, the judge going off. AD also got a little bit out of shape, but Judge holds on to the position. So that will allow Walnut Canoe just to get away a little bit from them thanks to that contact. Just got to the end of it, a nice three-way battle, bit of contact spoiled it. But Kalisha actually joined up nicely with him. So he's also got a fancy opportunity very early. Force, of course, new to the GT4, he's still getting to grip with the car. Looks like we will have a free, maybe four-way battle here for 9th and 10th. Judge just staying intact, just keeping Walnut in his sight. Walnut not really getting away, so we can still have that four-way tussle for a 9th place. Gapik just dropping forward, mismatch, but mismatch now. Mismatch is through. So as much as the gap showed, he's that close, he actually are through, so mismatch into 5th. He's now chasing after Matter. Gamer just dropping off a little bit, just giving Nismax a bit of breathing space there. in front, no change. Ranger Trevette just fell off a little bit. Good, also very much in it. As it runs at the moment, both of the three cars in front, pretty much any one of them can take the win. Matt is getting closer, but as you can see, Nismax now right on him. But Springbok Gamer managed to close up to Nismax again. Gap took out a little bit of a down Springbok Gamer. You could see him in the background from that previous shot. Oh my word, look who decided to pitch up. Mr. Tapwater himself. Hello Decaf. Oh, Jen runs very wide. But still nothing major, he's still holding on to that BM. Just giving Gaffik a little bit of false security that he's got a gap behind him. And now you've got Ranger here just chasing down Nicleon taking to the inside on the defense. Kuda still there in range, having a look. After all of these two trip over each other, it's all ease. Mismatch and Matter. Springbok Gamer dropped off. I'd rather not ask what that name is on the chat. Oh, Gap, he's got a drive through. Tapwater copy, no, it's fine. I'll stick to decaf. It's nice and clean and I can quote it on live TV. So Debbie, are your PlayStation are sorted? Can you come back online? Can you come race? Can you come do commentary? Vos terug, maar sukkel so 'n bietjie lyk dit my. Maar is ook sy eerste race in GT4, GT4 se community. Oh wow, look at that, Kuda right there with him. Look at this street going there. This is for first place. And Ranger Trevette goes on the inside as Nicleon went a little bit wide, but from there it looked like there was a little bit of a left tap as well as he went through. But Ranger Trevette is through into the lead. Not sure what happened with Kuda, but Kuda dropped off a bit, but a moment ago all three of them were really going for that corner. Can he come back at Ranger Trevette? Oh, Devon system wipes. It sounds like they have to take off everything. This is all after PlayStation decided to change the whole party format. That update. Gafpik now falls into 8th as he comes into the pits, which is on obviously to serve a drive-through that allows Chen through. Chen will be happy with that. Look at that BM, a few scratches already on the side. He went wheel to wheel with a few guys already. Nicleon is battling to hold on. But Kuda's right here with him, so is Matter. And Gapik has cleared his drive through. So pretty much the top 5 still not far off from each other. Springbok Gamer 2 seconds off there, but not something major, but then from there the gaps are pretty much opening up. No, Devon, that's a big NO. I just hope they want to do something about it. The most annoying is when you go from one session to another and the game gets stuck on one car and you have to go out and reboot. Closing the game, starting the stream, everything, and it takes time. Would love it to be like what F1 is, how it flows from the one session to the other and it's all in one stream. And I would love to have the option to have more camera views like driving on board. And thank you, Devon, and for those others of you still watching, please feel free to do what Devon do and post in the comment section. It just also makes this broadcast so much easier, especially if you're alone. And also, it's nice to always also hear from you guys there. Of course, I'm not sure that car is really in or whatever, because, okay, there we go, we're finally showing some lap time, being laps down, but at least for a moment he didn't show anything, but he's still in there, more importantly. Take that as practice to get just used to it. Between the GT3s and the GT4s, there are still a difference. Kuda is also through, Kuda into second. But Ranger Trevette just putting some daylight between him and the rest of the pack now. But as you can see, pretty much from Kuda to Nismac how close it is. Hey Devon, I hope that comes to something good, but because I do understand something with the stream and so forth also might be to do with respective console owners, Sony and of course Xbox. So I'm not sure if anything, you know, stream wise or broadcast wise can only change once they get involved, but yeah, we can hope for the best. The guy 9, that is correct, that is the guy Devon that joined like literally this afternoon. Because Kalisha all the way there from Colombia, now into 8th. That picked back in the pits. Okay, and that means his mandatory stop is cleared, so he's done. So just going back when I said right, well, much earlier about the pits being open at the start, it was not just for well, open in general for you to stop at any given stage, but it was actually for the actual pit window opens when the race opens, so you can actually pretty much stop on the first lap in and serve your mandatory stop, if I'm not mistaken. By the looks of it, I am correct. So it's not like the GTR cars in the first stage where you have a short set of what, 20 or so, 15 minutes now, but later on, so this one is pretty much immediately open. As you saw just there, Gappy did come into the pits and then he left the race. So that is not a disconnect, people, in my opinion, and I'm just quoting it as this. That is probably a quit. At least it looks like an RQR moment. We'll stick to RQR because that is his team name in F1. Well, Bob, I would say yes, it's not just you, because it's been a while since I saw a close battle like this in front. Because normally in GT3, if you see a battle, it's like one or two cars, and you would know. You would see more of the battles mid to back of the pack. So I'm of the same opinion, it is a lot closer. It can also be the track. Catalonia is not an easy track for everybody. As you can see, Ranger Trevette just keeps pulling away. So obviously he's happy with, and he's quite comfortable with the track. But Catalonia is a bit of those bogey tracks. For some people it can be an awful track, for some it can be like a Achilles tendon. But I think it's still the fact of GT4 making it a more closer race compared to the GT3. So you still have this bunch of four, Kura, Nucleon, Matt and Nismax fighting for second place. Springbok Gamer just under 3 seconds off. 6 seconds from him. Alicia in 9th with a retirement there or the leaving of Gaffbeek. But he's under pressure there from Walnut Canoe. Runs a little bit wide, but surely Walnut will have a better line and Walnut will have inside entry to the corner. But Kalisha is not going to back down, but Walnut manages to sneak it through. Walnut now into 8th, but can Kalisha come back at him? Walnut still again on the inside. Kalisha just staying on him. Kalisha just where Walnut going a little bit wide. Kalisha with a better line, but now Walnut's going to have inside the line of the corner. Kalisha a little bit in front. These guys going wheel to wheel, I must say. Awesome racing by both drivers there. Just allowing each other enough. Just giving this enough space there, but side by side through the corners, and Kalisha manages to get the position back. Judge a bit on his own there in 11th place. A little bit behind 80. Walnut Canoe and Kalisha fighting hard because here we go again. Here we go, out of the final corner. Both got good track now. Walnut Canoe's also got the slipstream staying there. Can he launch it onto the inside? He's gonna try having a look, but much more brave on the brakes. Can he hold on it? No, answers no. He's gonna run wide. He's gonna give a position back. Oh no, he must be careful. Running over those bumps. He could so easily end his race. And now Kalisha went off track. Not sure what happened there, because it was a bit out of camera there as we followed Walnut Canoe over the bumps. But now, whichever way, Walnut Canoe's into 7th. Well, 8th I mean. Not sure if Kalisha backed off to give him the position, but Kalisha had the position as Walnut outbraked himself. Now Kalisha is going to be under pressure from 80. Kalisha goes a little bit wide and that allows 80 through. But maybe a little bit lost of concentration, being a bit upset with himself, losing positions. But of course it's just getting back in the river. There's still 23 minutes to go. We can stay on 80 pounds when there's a mistake, or just put him under pressure, force for a mistake. Guys coming into the pits, Nismax and Nick Leon. Side right behind each other. That promotes the matter into 3rd for now. Springbok Game in 4th, but they will still have to serve those stops. 10 also decided to come into the pit. Kalisha just running a little bit wide, but still there with 80. As you can see, Walnut is not that far up. Or a bit of a wide exit there out of a chicane there for Kalisha. Guys still in the pits here. Who went for the shorter fuel load? Who's got the better strategy? Who's going to come out first? Nismax, but as I say that, Nick Leon also on the move.
We are halfway through, keep pushing.
Jen still stationary, but now he's on his way. So Nismax and Nick Leon, position changes will still be have to be done on track. But more importantly, they don't need to pit again. Just had there halfway through this race, 22 minutes to go. gap between second and first now a little bit stagnant, not increasing as fast as it did earlier. But then again, also which on Rangers went out into the pit, so it didn't matter. But well, actually, because also countering the likes of Nismax and Nick Leon who pitted. Springbok game also staying out still. Let's see who's going to get out there first. And we've got a yellow flag. And that yellow flag, I was just scrolling there. Somebody told me it was Force, it was indeed Force, and Force has also left the game. Looks like Force had some connection issues, but in the end, leaving the game, looks like it by his owner's team, RQR. Bit of a frustrating one for him. But of course, you know, it's your first time around. GT4s do handle different than the GT3s. It's just a matter of getting used to them. See if Kuda stays out another lap. And Sievers now. Nismax and Nick Leon are both ahead of Matter. Kuda is into the pits. And Springbok Gamer will follow. So potentially your top three now looks like Ranger, Trevette, Nick Leon, Nismax and Matter. Well, Matter coming out in 4th place, just depending where Kuda's going to come out after he pitted. Nick Leon is battling here with Ranger. Much closer gap again, just like it was in the beginning. Nick, of course, will have some heat in those tyres, having done a lap already. Ranger still finding that. Getting that heat in there and finding that grip level, slow the new set. Of course now back marker, the judge is getting out of the way. Literally coming to a standstill to allow the three cars that's faster than him go through. Knowing they battle and he doesn't want to get involved in they battle. That shows you how close these guys are, which is ultimately your top three. Kuda's coming out. Is he going to get ahead of Nismax? Nismax bit on the brakes, obviously, with warmer tyres, and he does. Nismax is through. Kuda ultimately, that should be 4th place. Just waiting for the timing screens also to update. There we go. Of course, Walnut, Canoe, Adrian, Kalisha still to stop, but ultimately looking Ranger, Trevette, Nick Leon, Nismax, Kuda and the Matter as your top 5 once those pit stops has finished. But Judge also in the pits now for his mandatory stop. A little under 18 minutes to go. Check some of these guys might come in now. Not sure if they will go that much later. No, Walnut stays out. AD stays out. Kalisha stays out. We're back to a four-way fight pretty much for the lead. Also on fresher rubber, I believe that demo that these guys are actually gaining, and as you can see, Ranger Treveti Galicia, that gap is getting smaller. So these guys are definitely gaining, and those guys in front still have to stop. So this is ultimately your top four, and they're still battling, which they have been doing at the start of the race. I also believe so, Devon. And if you look at how this gap there, how that gap is changing now. It was literally a corner or two ago 9, now it's 7 seconds. So that also proves that. Matt just falling off a little bit. Otherwise we could have had a 5-way fight for the lead. Primo Gamer also just close with him, staying on him. 9 seconds off this battle. AD and Walnut still close together. And the judge is going wide to get out of their way. Walnut just taking a little bit of a grass on the inside. What does he decide this time? Is he going to come in? Answer is yes. Walnut is coming in. AD is coming in. Galicia is staying out. There we go. That promotes Ranger Trevette, of course, and the rest of the gang here. Leon just dropping off a little bit. Mismatch looking eager. Kuda also keeping him good company. Nah, but I don't think he's got enough tire life left for that, Devon. Mismatch is having a little bit of a sniff for Leon, but no chance there really. Ranger Trevette now right here with Galicia. So this lead is not going to remain his for long. You keep in mind there's still that pit stop that you have to serve. AD is now in the pits as well. Well, sorry, he was in the pits, he and Walnut Canoe, but it just feels like they were stopping forever. Walnut is since on his way, AD now getting on his way. That seemed like really long pit stops, especially for this late in the race. So it's only Galicia who still need to stop, but Ranger Trevette now right on him. Of course they're fighting for first place, but Ranger Trevette just in a better position. Galicia just keeping to the inside. That's a much wider entry. Galicia finally into the pits, that releases Ranger Trevette. Ranger Trevette some distance ahead of the rest of them again. So we're pretty much back to one car for the lead and 3 cars fighting for second. Not sure, Devon, but that was a long pit stop. But pretty much here for second, that's the real battle. Minutes to go. Primo Gamer just edging ever so closer to matter. In 12 seconds off in 7th place, Felice in 8th. So he's pretty much back in that 8th place where he was a little earlier, ahead of Walnut and 80. Question is now, can he just keep it together for the next just over 11 minutes and keep at 8th place? Kuda got past Nismac, so Kuda now chasing after Nick Leon. Done just a little bit wide on the exit of the corner. Kuda right in the back bumper there, try and get slipped in. Nick Leon takes to the inside. Kuda's going to have to go on the outside. Again diving behind for a little slipstream. Kuda just left, right, but Nick Leon's not making it easy, defending his place. Rightfully so. It is for position that they're fighting after all. But the harder they fight, the better for Ranger Trevette, who's getting away. But also if they fight too much, that can allow Nismac back into the hunt here. Not that he's out of hunt, he's pretty much still there. You just give him a much better edge. Just keep in mind, for longer these guys battle, there's also the possibility of contact. Some traffic as well, of course. These guys coming around now to lap the judge. Back to Kuda again. Kuda has a better drive out of the corner, so he's got the momentum. Nismac's not trying to look on the inside, much tighter line. But now Kuda had a good drive, just good enough to stay in front. They come back in front, the gap closed just a little bit after it opened up not too long ago. Judge now going off track again just to get out of their way. Here comes Rapat, here comes Matt and Springbok Gamer. And here's Kevin, you did say Matt's going to catch them. You see Matt is pretty much now there in the screen as well, and Springbok Gamers, so all 5 of them pretty much in one screen shot there. Kuda just dropped off a bit there from Nick. Nick just using the passing of a back marker there to his advantage. Springbok Gamer dropped off a little bit there from Matt in the process. Chen having a bit of a lonely one now, being 7th. Walnut Canoe managed to get past Kalishe, so he's back in 8th. Oh, now he runs wide, but still a good enough gap between him and Kalishe, so he's not in danger at the moment to losing that position. Of course, you don't want to make too many mistakes of that and let the gap close a bit. Closes now as these two, almost like Kuda couldn't get away out of a corner, and Nismac's just slightly touching him at the back, but nothing malicious there. Of course, Nick Leon would be happy if these two keep fighting. But still, as it is, this is pretty much, 2nd place is not confirmed yet. The way you see them now, Ranger Trevette's pretty much safe, 7 minutes to go. You just need to keep it clean, but the real battle is behind you. 4 guys basically you could take second place. Also now with tight driving, wheel-to-wheel battles, you also need to be careful of those penalties. Last thing you want is to just go too aggressive on the corners and then serve drive-through penalties, but that will be pretty much race over. How's this get for you? EFF will Jeff will decide, sorry. It almost looks like something else there. Jeff will decide. Why Jeff? Jeff and his crayons again. Nick Leon still falling further back to ranges a bit. The gap now is 4.5. Kuda just closing up a little bit to Nick Leon, but he's got this match all over him still. Oh wow, that looked freaky. Nick Leon is gone, that is why Nick Leon is out, that surely is a disconnect. You saw him there a moment ago running through the corner, and next move it looked like the tarmac just swallowed his car, because as he came around and whoop, he went into the ground and gone he was, but that was for disconnect. So as in maybe could have inherited second place with a bit of luck with a disconnect, and take nothing away from Kuda. It's been a good fight. It's that the disconnect came at the right possible time for him and the worst possible time for Nick. So that promotes Nismax into third, so he's still fighting Kuda for second. Matt just dropped off a little bit in fourth now. The real gap still fight is pretty much now Kuda and Nismax. Matt is not out of it. Tough one there for Nick. What the worst possible time. I can only imagine what that guy is saying now. I won't repeat any of those words. People going also this one further back to Matt. No real gaps or fights elsewhere. Walnut can also pretty much on his own now. 85 seconds off Kalishay. Judge a lap down. I'm still surprised when the judge didn't go for his souped up Beetle. Just getting a little bit of daylight between him and Nismax. Matt just managed to close back up to them again. Still not over. Any of these three can take that second place. Kuda in a better position. He's got track position, but also in the worst possible position, having these guys behind him, and he can't look at them all the time, and they will be pressurizing him. It's all about just keeping you cool and using that track position, keeping the mistakes to a minimum. Nick Leon did manage to rejoin, but of course that would have costed him some good time. As a result, now he's showing in the 11th place. He's definitely back in, he's back on track, but yeah, registered the 11th place. From 2nd to 11th, but I guess at least he's still going to get some points. So that is why he would have rejoined for the sake of a championship. We're just taking all the right lines into the corners. Trevette just losing a little bit of time there, but nothing major. Kuda still just keeping it edgy of this match. But Matt now right there with him, as you can see.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it what you
There we
can.
go, there's your confirmation. This will be the final lap. So all to race for now, final lap. Of course, these two just running out of time, looking more and more like Kuda's got the second place. Of course, first place is confirmed. Going to take something special, a huge mistake or something for Ranger to lose it from here. Nesmax is dropping off a bit, but in the process having Matt for company, so just be careful, you're dropping into the clutches of that Aston. Ranger Trevette now into the final sector. And the time has officially run out. Just waiting for the guys to come around to finish this lap. Ranger Trevette now just coming through the chicane, and then it's the final corner. And next will be the start-finish line. Here we go, and Ranger Trevette comes around, and he will take the checkered flag. Kuda coming through for fourth, second. Nesmax will hang on, just keeping it in third. Matt closes very close behind him in fourth. Springbok came over in fifth place. Chen coming through with chicane now. Into the final corner for Chen. And he takes a well-deserved sixth place. Had a few battles himself, but hung on to six in the end. Walnut Canoe. Got Nick Leon for company, but Nick Leon is out of position, so Walnut Canoe will still stay seventh. Walnut Canoe now through the final corner, and it's also bringing Nick Leon with him. And Walnut Canoe finishes 7th. The judge finishes in 10th with Nick Leon in the 11th. Just waiting for Eddie to come around, and he's now into the final corner. And start finish line, and Eddie takes 9th. And that is all runners over the finish line. Of course, just to confirm, Ranger Trevette takes it from Kuda, and of course Kuda finishing on the podium there with Nesmax in third place. So podium, Ranger Trevette, Kuda and Nesmax. Matt brought it back in fourth. Springbok game in fifth. Of course, most of the time these guys were battling up front, and it was several cars, 3-4-way fights at most of the times. Well raced by all drivers. Fought hard, left each other enough space, nothing malicious or bad happened. Well done to all of the drivers for that, and thanks for the entertainment. But of course, rest of the field there is Chen in 6th, Walnut Canoe brought it back in 7th, Galicia in his first race 8th, AD 9th, and the judge went 10th with Nick Leon able to rejoin and taking 11s just to still salvage some points out of this race. Of course, these last few cars are just making their way back into the pits. Well, as I say, that Matt decided to stay out of track and just block the final corner and forcing everybody pretty much into the pits or past him. Or not, he decided he's going back in. So that pretty much concludes this. For those of you who joined, thank you so much. Thank you for the support and for watching. Devin and the rest of the guys who posted comments, I appreciate that. Makes the stream also go a lot smoother and faster, especially when you're just one person. Nice to be having someone to chat to there. But of course, later this week, Thursday night to be specific, it's the GT3 cars again, which will be the last race, if I'm not mistaken, round 10. And then of course Friday night we're over to TNB for F1 racing. So a busy week racing wise. Of course, I know some of the guys also race in other leagues as well in between. So Devin, thanks for keeping me busy there. Appreciate it. Mr. Decaf. But to all the other viewers, guys, thank you so much. As I say, later this week there's more. Otherwise, of course, next week back to the GT4, same time, same place. Till then, you guys stay safe. Devin, especially you, stay out of mischief. And we'll pretty much speak again next week. Cheerio.